our tradition, we always say that the Babalaos, Ifa priests, in the Oshifa tradition, a Babalao is the one who consecrates an Eshu and works with Eshu directly. Baba Larisha, Angel Larisha, which I was a Baba Larisha at one point in my life, meaning a crown. I mean, I'm saying that I'm decrowned, but at one point I was crowned with the deity, and I wasn't a Babalao. I wasn't working with Ifa. At that stage is where I work with Elegwa, not Eshu, Elegwa. So Angel Larisha's Baba Larisha's work with Elegba, not Eshu. It's a whole different dynamic. I'm going to go over that in a different video. But Babalaos in the Oshifa tradition are the only ones who give Eshu and work with Eshu directly in terms of a priesthood concept. I'm not going to go too deep with that. It's going to be a little intricate there. But now, let me go back to Eshu. So, I gave you guys an analogy of him being a messenger also. He's a messenger, you know, he's the mouthpiece of our petitions to God directly in the reaches, right? I always like to give the analogy of the bouncer in a club. I tell a lot of people, this is, you know, a lot of people in the community, Eshu's like the bouncer. You want to have access to a celebrity that's in the club, a VIP share with him. You don't want to talk to the celebrity, but you want to have access to talk to Jay-Z or Nas or any or for Hispanic people, you know, Enrique Iglesias, you know, Nesone, you know, Roberto Carlos, you know. So you don't have access to go directly to the artist without a proper list, right? You gotta have a list. The bouncer says if your name is on the list, you have access to go in that VIP. But then you gotta go to the bodyguards. The bodyguards gotta check you, you know, gotta make sure the safety is protected, you know. Then you have access to interact with the artist. But the bouncer sometimes gets a little payoff or gets something right, and then they have you access to that, and you get to talk to the celebrity. It's very structured, right? It's like a gatekeeper, a protector, right? So Eshu is that gatekeeper. He is what Theosophist, because this is another belief system or philosophy, not belief system. The Theosophist philosophy, if I could give you an example of how it translates in their philosophy, who would Eshu be in their society? Well, Eshu would be known as the occult police. You know, the occult police. So the occult police is the one that makes sure that, you know, no one's doing any funny business. In the spiritual realm, they're the ones that make sure that no one's abusing their power, like the angel who protects, so no one abuses the power. In the physical realm too. So Eshu also is the occult police in the Theosophist perspective. In our perspective, the same thing. He's a religious police, right? He also protects and makes sure the laws are respected. The laws are not respected, it's like karma hits. Eshu has that power too. He's also the karma bringer. Positive karma or negative karma. He's a duality, a polarity, electromagnetic energy. You know, and he is energy in itself. That's why energy is never destroyed, but what does it do? It changes form. So that's why there's Eshu as a baby, Eshu as an elder, Eshu, you know, you name it. Even an elder woman, an elder man, you name it. It's like they say, he is the giant. He's the giant in a tiny house, and a giant house is not fit enough for how tiny he is, and how a small house is not fit enough for how giant he is. He is the paradox. He's the great unknown. To be honest, he's the black hole, the behavior, all of this stuff. We don't want to go that far, right? So now, I'm going to transition now to a small example of the relationship between Eshu and Orunmila, because once again, I'm a Babalao, but I was crowned before, so that's why in our tradition, Ma'alabatori, I have received the Orishas you see here, and more that are not shown, of course. This is in the video. It's like, so Eshu Legwa was put to a test to see how loyal he is with Orunmila. And how this story begins is that Orunmila was a helper and assistant of all the Orishas, you name it. He helped everybody, helped humanity. That's his job. Helps people out with wisdom, speaks on behalf of all the deities. And one day he said, you know what? I help so many people, but I cannot distinguish who really genuinely cares about me and who doesn't care about me. I want to find out this mystery. So he want to look deep into the hearts of people. So Ifa advised him, hey, do this offering, but once you do the offering, make sure you cut a trunk of a tree. This is interesting. And wrap it in white fabric, right? Cover it with white fabric, and put it on the bed. So okay, he did all that. Little before you know it, the owner of the house announced, it's a test, Orunmila has passed away. Man, Orunmila passed away. They announced it to the world. So everybody was, a lot of people were concerned. Esu was crying, it's like, my God, what happened here? And he wanted to see, because before he passed away, everybody said, Orunmila is great, Orunmila, I love Orunmila, but he wanted to see if it's genuine or not. So certain people went to his house and said, hey, did he pass away? Yeah? Oh, he owes me money. Can you pay me my money he owes me? So that he'll get, so they were just taking advantage that he was, he passed away, and they took some money from his house. Then some people were saying, were with words saying, oh, Orunmila passed away, my goodness, I can't believe this happened in front of the crowd. But once they walked out, they were talking bad about him, saying, oh, Orunmila thought he was great, that he's immortal, he ain't nothing. They were just talking bad about him after he helped them. The third group of people that came there, once again in front of people, said, I love Orunmila, I care about Orunmila. And once they left and confirmed that he passed away, they were falsely saying that their lives are a mess because of Orunmila's fault. So they were blaming Orunmila instead of themselves about their lives being a mess. Knowing that Orunmila's job was to help them, it has helped them in the past. So the only one who didn't really say anything negative, who did not say anything negative, was Esu. All he did was cry. He was just crying. Orunmila observed them from a distance. Finally came out. He said, hey Esu, you're the only one, who genuinely cared about me and didn't betray me. And then now let's put him to the test. So Esu announced that he was alive. So all the people that took money from his house went in there asking for forgiveness, feeling bad. People that talked bad about him, oh, I didn't mean to do that, I'm sorry, this and that. Orunmila forgave them, but he got what he wanted. He now knows who cares about him, who doesn't care about him. Orunmila is wisdom. He uses wisdom to know that. And one of the characteristics of Orunmila is that he sees through the heart and the mind. He doesn't see our appearance, he doesn't see our color, he doesn't see our gender, he just sees our heart and minds. So this is why I tell people, if you're going to ever get a reading, if you just do decide to get a reading, with all due respect to all forms of readings, this is a life-changing experience. So please choose wisely. This is not simply a game out of curiosity, because when we say in Ifa, a person can come inside here with a mask to mask their true intentions about something, but once Ifa speaks, he'll unmask you and reveal who you are. So come clean, come transparent, if you're interested in this tradition. It's kind of like, I always use an analogy. If a person wants to work for the White House or something of that high caliber, there's always an agency that investigates and does the background, right? Who you are, who your associations are, if you've done anything negative, and if you pass all those tests, right, then you get to work there. Why? Because they want to protect everybody in there. They want to make sure you're not no funny business. So Orunmila has that ability, and Esu sees it too. So Esu could guide somebody to find answers too. But also, once you find the answers, there could be a room of doubts where a lot of tongues could say something. Hey, that's not true. Or this is true, and it's Esu testing you, because that's what Esu does too. We could do 1,000 bows, but it doesn't change the fact that we will not be tested. Esu tests our heart and our loyalty, and that's what Esu represents. So I don't want to go too extended with this. I wish I could. I'm excited. I love it. But let's review a little bit, in the final analysis. of this topic of discussion. We gave you a introduction and then a little brief explanation about Buru Boya Boshashe, the greeting I say. We reviewed the 16 commandments because that's something important. That's something we have to review. Also, I discussed a lot of different dynamics of Esu, who Esu is, and the fact that Elegwa is different, and the fact that Babalaos are the only ones who give Esu. Is not a Babalarisha Yorurisha. Babalarisha Yorurisha gives Elegwa. And Babalarisha Yorurisha, all that means is a man who has been, Babalarisha means a man who has been crowned with his tutelary Orisha, and Ijolarisha is a woman that has been crowned with a tutelary Orisha. And even to get to that step, they have to go to Orunmila, to Ifa, because Orunmila is the only one who knows who your guardian angel is, because he was the witness of that time, even before time and space was created. It's very celestial, it's very dynamic. Orunmila, even Esu was around at that time. So also we talked about the interaction between Orunmila and Esu, the test. And in a nutshell, I want to express to you guys that I really appreciate everyone, all the viewers. Everyone matters, everyone counts. And that work on yourselves. If you invest time on other people only and not yourself, it's like an empty vessel without water to give to others who thirst for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I leave that for you. Ashe Boru, Ashe Bo, Ashe about the phone, and stay tuned for other videos. Ashe. Make sure you like and subscribe. Ashe Boru, Ashe.